The Sakara, lost for 2 days and 2 nights with her crew and passengers, sailed helplessly across the seas. No compass, no food, and no way home. Hurricane David, which was a Category 5, had just mashed up Dominica, destroying 80% of the homes and 75% of the crops, and was heading up the island chain. Sailboat Sakara, a traditional Caribbean sailing cargo vessel known locally as a lighter, had left St. Kitts carrying a cargo of sugar for Slack's shop in Nevis, Wednesday, August 29, 1979. Sakara was under the command of Captain Tat Allen. On board were about 10 sailors and passengers, including Lee Wilkinson, Mr. Parry and his 2 nephews, ages around 10 and 6. Just as Sakara arrived in Charlestown Harbor, Sakara suffered a jib malfunction, causing the mainsail to collapse. The vessel began drifting and eventually reached Monkey Shoal, about 1.5 miles off Nags Head, where the crew dropped anchor to stop the drifting. Soon after, the passenger vessel MV Amiga passed by on its way from Nevis to Bastia. The ship attempted to help by using a tow rope, but before the Sakara could put up its anchor, the Amiga moved ahead. The strain snapped the rope. Well, the Amiga continued on its way, reportedly never turning back. Some later claimed the vessel may not have returned because it was not supposed to be carrying passengers in the bad weather. When the rope snapped, one of the sailors aboard the Sakara reportedly said, "The game come tonight." The Sakara continued drifting. Eventually, the crew managed to raise the sail again and began sailing toward what they believed was north, but they had no compass. They also had no food, and their fresh water had been contaminated by the seawater. The only cargo aboard was sugar. A fellow by the name of Redhead acted as the pastor and prayed while trying to keep spirits up. They sailed through Wednesday night and all of Thursday, unknowingly drifting beyond Puerto Rico. By midday Friday, the vessel was spotted by the United States Coast Guard. The Coast Guard instructed everyone on Sakara to duck below deck while they fired a rope onto the boat. Attached to the rope were boxes containing sandwiches, water, flashlight, and walkie-talkies. The Coast Guard did not board the vessel, reportedly out of concern about possible illness and disease. Anyway, they secured a tow line. From Friday afternoon through the night, Sakara was towed to the waters of St. Thomas, arriving around midday Saturday. The St. Thomas Coast Guard then towed them safely to shore. There, they were greeted by a group of fellow Nevisians who immediately took them to a restaurant called Frenchman's Reef, where they were finally able to eat a proper meal and catch themselves. The Nevis Benevolent Society donated Liat airline tickets for anyone wishing to return home. Some passengers flew back while others stayed. Captain Tat Allen and the crew still had to sail Sakara home. Not knowing the route from St. Thomas to Nevis, they were escorted as far as St. Martin by a Nevisian named Kivy from Craddock Road, who lived in St. Thomas. From there, Captain Tat and his crew sailed Sakara safely back to Nevis. Sakara made it home, but this was the Amiga shortly after, dead in the Bastia harbor. Calypsonian King Miko was on the pier that ill-fated Wednesday afternoon and witnessed when Sakara floundered and started drifting. He wrote a song about it, "Where's Sakara Gone?" and performed it at the 1979 Nevis Carnival. It went a little something like this.
Way out in the storm, where's Sakara gone? Way out in the storm, them people wish they had never born. Way out in the storm, Sakara just disappeared. I just turned me back, went up there by stack, came back, no Sakara there. Sakara was out in the ocean, being tossed by the wave. If it wasn't the prayer of this nation, not a single soul would have saved. A fella named D'Oliveira, he was there from the start. He said, "Father, if you listen me more, I beg you never send me heart to tell you, way out in the storm, where's Sakara gone? Way out in the storm, them people who wish they had never born. Way out in the storm, Sakara just disappeared. I just turned me back, went up there by stack, came back, no Sakara there."
Aye. Yes, okay.